So how exactly did I go from this to this? Let's talk planner stacks, shall we? Welcome back everyone, and thanks for joining me for my planner stack video for 2023. I can't even believe we're doing this, but anyway. So how exactly did I go from these two beautiful planners to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 planners in my stack? You all will have seen this one. This was my, what we'd call my everyday carry for last year. But with life slowly returning back to pre-COVID routines, this was just a little bit too big for me. So I decided that I would swap my basics with a personal. Now, yes, it's blue. It doesn't match anything else in the planner stack. This was a try it out planner that I got. It's a Kikki K, it's a personal sized. I got it off eBay. I haven't done a full walkthrough of it yet. I will show you what this looks like for 2023 in a separate video. But this will be my everyday carry, and I've made a couple of changes about what will actually be in here, which is why all the other ones have been introduced. This one, which is my lovely May Paper Co. half-letter disc bound, is actually my work planner. Now, I can't show you the insides of this one, and I don't think I'll ever actually show this one on camera because there's a lot of confidential stuff in here. But anyway, this one is my work ride or die. I don't go to work without it. I don't go to the office without it. I don't do a day of work without it open on my desk. It has my daily schedule. It has my project plans. I'm typically running anything between 3 to 5 projects at a time at work. So yeah, this is my Bible. Yes, I use Outlook and all the things, but this is the brains of my planning system for work. Nothing is changing in here, so this one is staying. So this is my work planner, that one's staying. This is my new everyday carry. I will do a walkthrough of this one in a separate video. Before I go into all the other ones, let's talk about what I was carrying around in my everyday carry that is not necessarily going to be in the 2023 version. So let's get rid of this for a second. Now, in my 2022, I had my getting things done section. So my inbox, which I actually used more like an index rather than an inbox. I had some waiting on, which I very rarely used. The last time I put anything in here was 21st of April. Any simple projects I had in here, and then I had a layout for anything, any projects that were a little bit more complex. Then I had my someday maybe, and this section very rarely got used, hence why I'm reading the book. But anyway, that's a different story. Then I would go into my monthlies. Now, please do not judge me. December did not get used at all, other than just popping in some note paper and a whole stack of post-it notes. But anyway, that was my monthly bundle. Then I had my future spread section in here. And then I would go into my MakseLife goals section. This is one section that is changing, but we'll keep going. Then after my goals, I had a list section where I had things like TV shows, I had movies, lots and lots of stuff like that. And then I had a separate to-do section where I had some routines inserts. Now, these didn't get used all that much until later on in the year, so you will have seen this on my Instagram probably. Not pretty. It was just me trying to work out what a day should look like, a weekly routine, and I never went through and did my ideal days. These are going to be staying in my everyday carry. They're going to be moving over into here. I'm going to be making some changes. Then I had my wellness section, which was, it had the self-care bundle from May Paper Co. I don't think I ever, oh, okay, yep. I think that's all I ever did in it. Yep, that's all pretty empty. And this was my plan for what my wellness section was supposed to look like last year. Didn't happen. Some notes from a meeting, and then I had some things about looking after my hair, so my hair color recipe, nail art log, which again didn't last more than twice. Then we went into the health section, and I won't go into what that is, that's a bit personal, it's for my daughter. Then we had doctor's appointments, appointment notes, I'm not going to go into all that, some therapy notes, and then some appointment details. And then I had what I had started to set up as my SandyPlans kind of thing. As you can see, nothing ever happened in here. And then I've got some house notes in here. So that's a very, very, very quick flip through of what last year looked like. To be honest with you, the only section I really played in was this monthly section that had my monthly, my weekly, and my future planning. Quarterly, I would go into my goal section, which you can't even see because it's all a bit funny. So quarterly, I would go into my goals section, but that was about it. Nothing else really got used. My planner basically stayed at home. It was too bulky to take into the office when I was out and about, so it basically stayed at home. Wasn't really getting much use out of it. And I think that's kind of why I got into my planner funk. So this one is going to have, and I'm only going to show you the tabs, to be honest with you, is this one's going to have a getting things done section, a projects section, and that's more for personal projects, so that's not work and it's not SandyPlans, so that's personal stuff, so stuff at home. Then there's going to be an ideas section, which is really just lists, notes, anything like that. Then I'll have my monthly section, which also has my weeklies. You can't see it, let me just really quickly. So it'll have my monthly section, my weeklies, and it also has my future planning in it. And then a section for family stuff. So I'm going to have like kid profile details, health logs, doctor's notes, all things like that. That's all going to be in there. I'll do a proper flip through another day. Wellness section, so this is where I'm going to have everything to do with entertainment and keeping my headspace. So movies, TV shows, books. There's also going to be like places to go, any details about any upcoming travel. These inserts will be available in the shop. I'll go through them later another day. So any packing lists and trip overviews and things like that. Then I want to have my routine section in here and a finance section. So I'm still building this out. Once it's ready to go, I will give you a proper walkthrough. But you'll notice that there's a couple of things missing from here, namely my goals. Enter my MakseLife folio with the companion notebooks. So in here I've got the 2022 reflections, which I'm still working through, the goal setting booklet, which I still haven't started other than answering the questions, so I could do my life compass assessment in here. And then I've got one, 2 3/4 worth of two quarters worth of the quarterly books. So it's got, all it is basically, let's see if I can show you. So you've got a monthly calendar, monthly goals. So you would break down your annual goals and set them in this one. Then you would break down your monthly goals, then do your weekly actions, and then you have a page for your reflections, and it just goes on weekly actions, reflections, weekly actions, reflections, a couple of a note page, and then it does another month. And there are 3 months in every one of these booklets, and you get a little pocket in the back. Oh cool, you've got a couple of notes pages in the back here. At the end of every quarter, you have, at the end of every month you have a monthly reflections part, and then at the end of every quarter you do your quarterly assessment and get ready to set up the next month. So there's a couple of things missing out of here from my old system that I'm gonna have to figure out. So in my, again, don't judge me for December, at the end of the week I had my weekly reflections, which these questions are not actually in here for some reason. I don't know why. I think they've actually changed. So it says reflect on wins, what worked, what didn't work, lessons learned, and adjustments needed. I actually prefer it in this layout here. So I'm gonna see what I can do about setting up this page on a regular basis. But anyway, I'll work that part out. The other thing that I used to do in my planner was I had my, so I'll show you side by side again. There's a lot of things to juggle in this. Where is it? So I had my life compass assessment, but I would actually include the assessment questions in my little booklet bundle that I used to do. The actual assessment questions aren't in here. And I actually really like going through and answering the same questions and scoring myself again, just to give myself a really good baseline for what goes onto the actual quarterly compass assessment. So again, something I need to figure out how to do this. In here, it might be a print and stick type situation, but I don't know, I'll figure that part out. But yeah, so that's a couple of things that I'm going to be doing in terms of adjustments and bringing some things that I liked out of my old system into the new, but that's the goals. So the goals are going to be in their own folio. I'm not sure how it's going to go. I really liked having my goals in my everyday planner, particularly within the weeks and the months and everything. So I'm not sure how this is going to go. This is a bit of an experiment. It was a fairly pricey experiment. You will have heard me say this many times about MakseLife. It is a wonderful system, and I attribute a lot of the progress that I made last year with this system. But between the currency conversion and the ridiculous shipping costs, and I'm not kidding, they were ridiculous. At the Black Friday sale, I think with 20% off or whatever the discount was, I still paid about $220 Australian for this. Now, out of that, about $70 US was just shipping. So it was about a little bit over a third, if not a bit more. Actually, no, it was closer to half. About half of what I spent was just in shipping out of $220. So this better work. If it doesn't, next year I'm going to be making adjustments, because I'm not going to be spending that kind of money again if I'm not getting the results out of it. But anyway, that's my little rant on MakseLife. Again, love the system. Definitely attribute it to a lot of the things that I got done last year was because I had this system working for me. So we'll see how it works moving it out of my day-to-day planner. We'll move these to the side. What have I got? Okay, so what are the other two planners that you saw? So this one isn't really a planner. This is my journal, and it's in the. What I found. Thanks, Siri. Appreciate that. So this is my journal. It's in a B6 Stalogy in a Moterm veg tan cover in Chestnut. You'll see she's already marking up really nicely. As much as I love leather, don't get me wrong, I love leather. I love it once it starts getting the character of being used. So this one is, again, it's my journal, it's personal. I don't think I'll ever really share the contents of this. We'll see how we go. But yeah, it's just in a nice B6 Stalogy, and I've got my TWSBI 580 in clear that Brett got me for Christmas. So spoiled, isn't she pretty? Anyway, I could go on about that pen for hours, but I won't. So yeah, I've got a B6 Stalogy in there. It works really well with the fountain pen and the fountain pen ink. It's not Tomo River paper, but it's kind of like it. So it works really well with fountain pens. So that's the journal. And this one is my SandyPlans. Since I have the stack going, let's get the work planner in here as well. Okay, so work, goals, journal, everyday carry. Okay. This one might be changing soon. I may have ordered a Moterm. Don't tell anyone. We'll see how we go. I'm just not loving the blue. Anyway, this beautiful baby is another B6, sorry, not B6, half letter disc bound planner from May Paper Co. I'm just struggling to get everything into the frame. Let's try that. Okay, cool. Again, not going to go through much of what's in here. This one is where I do all of my brainstorming. I've got a section for inbox. I've got monthly spreads and planning in terms of content planning and going through what's coming up for the month. I've got my socials tracker. I've got the weeklies in here. Again, I didn't use them all that much, so I'm going to see how we go. The personal, I'm finding really, so my everyday carry for next year, I'm finding it really small. So I'm either going to be going from this layout, which is my new weekly planner layout, to possibly designing a fold out for me, but we'll see how we go. We'll see how we go. We'll see how we go. Oh, by the way, this one available in the shop now. Just saying. But yeah, I'll plan with me coming soon. Anyway, I keep getting distracted. I'm terrible for distractions. Anyway, so I've got some dailies in here in case I've got a really busy day that I need to plan out. I've got budgets, I've got some reflections, which I really want to make sure that I start doing for SandyPlans. Again, with this month, just was not planner month. I've got some things in here for next year in terms of potential routines and things. Funnily enough, it shouldn't be in this planner, but yeah. Then I've got my reference section where I've got how I was going to set up the planner, any of my workflows in terms of how to use InDesign, how to use Premiere Pro, which is what I use to edit the videos. Yeah, so just anything like that, anything that's reference. This was me planning out this planner for 2023, so my everyday carry. Planning out some new products and things like that. Then basically it's a whole bunch of executive note pages in here. So what I typically will do, see if I've got a good one, is I'll put the topic and then I'll highlight the date that I did it, if it's something that is date specific. So I'll use this even in my work planner. So in this one, I use this for meeting notes because I'll put the details of the meeting here. I'll highlight or circle what the date was and just start writing notes. So I really like this layout of it. This one's actually become probably my go-to for any note taking. As you can see, I've got plenty in here. Then I've got my videos section, which is just me planning out my videos. And then I've got my designs, and it's not really inventory because it's all digital, but it's just me going through the workflow of creating the files, making sure that I've got them all set up and the files created and uploaded, and I've done all the things. I've got a couple of blanks of that. And then projects. So haven't really done much in here. I've just got the project insert. So on one side you've got the profile of it, and then I've got note pages. So the idea is I can stack in any other note pages that I might want after that. So I said I wasn't going to walk through this one, and I basically have walked you through this one. But anyway, I didn't go through the deco in any of these. You know, I'm not really big for deco, although I'm starting to become a little bit crazy with this stuff. So I've got my It All Starts After Coffee vinyl from Creative Sticker Co. I've got the, I can't remember the name of it, but this is the, I think it's about latte or about time or something. I can't remember what this one's called. It's the coffee magnet, and the other coffee magnet from Point Blank Co. Stationery, and I've got some transparent sticky notes from a Creative Sticker Co. sub box. I think that was from about 2 months ago. So that's it in terms of deco for that one. So the idea is I've got everything very well compartmentalized. If for any reason I can't carry this one into the office, because I do carry quite a bit, I'm going to be using the inbox section in my work planner to note down anything that comes up during the day and then transfer it across. But the idea in terms of going to a smaller planner is that I can carry it around. Okay, that was a lot in a really short amount of time. I don't know how this is going to go, to be honest with you. I'm going to give this a good couple of months, see how I'm traveling with all of these things. As you can tell, like the journal, that's an end of night thing, so it's not something I'm going to be carrying around. It's something very specific. The goals is I need to work this into my weekly and monthly planning routine, which will go hand in hand with this little baby. And then the other two, they're both really standalone. So my work one, that's got my work schedule. This one is just about my day job. I've actually got to cull through. I've got to archive some things that are in there and get it ready for next year. The SandyPlans one I think might have a little bit of interaction with this one, just because there'll be to-do list things that I'll need to do, and I'm still not quite sure how I'm going to work that out, but I'm going to figure that out. Anyway, that's a lot of planners, I know. We'll see how we go. I will come back and let you know how I'm doing with this. Not sure, I might give it a couple of months, maybe 2 or 3 months. Just see how this is traveling, what's working, what's not. There will be a proper walkthrough of this one once it's, so my everyday carry, I'll have a proper walkthrough of this one once I've got it set up. There's still some inserts I need to design for this one, and yeah, there's already a couple of new things that I've made for this planner that will end up in the shop. Speaking of, in case you didn't know, I have opened up SandyPlans.com. I do have the 2023 collection on there. The only thing that's missing is the dailies. There are some undated things up there as well, some notes and lists. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do a walkthrough of some of the products that I've got up there. A lot of what's up there is actually going to be in this one, so you'll see them in action. And just check out my Instagram and you'll probably see some sneak peeks, to be honest with you, because I've been posting up some photos of my 2023 setup as I work through it. So that's it from me. How many planners have you got in your stack this year? Have you gone full ham like I have? Are you a one book Betty? Is that the right term? I don't know. Anyway, are you in one book? Are you in multiple books? How did you go about getting to where you landed for your 2023 planner stack. Can't wait to hear from you in the comments. Thanks for hanging out with me while I went through my planner stack. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up so I know you liked the video. Subscribe if you haven't already and hit the bell so you know when I've got new content up. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Have a good one. Bye.